Everybody, we're going live. I like how we sing the same song every time.
It's the going live song.
It's
you
going
have
live.
to sing it
Exactly.
every time. It's like our show open.
Yeah.
So why not?
It's the video portion open of the show.
I'm mostly awake.
Ish. It's not like you have any excuse to be tired.
Not even a little bit. You know what's funny too is I was up at 7 today, which is 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, and I was like, I had this great thing where I went on vacation to the West Coast and stayed there just long enough to adjust to the time change.
Yeah.
And then came back.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, cool.
To be fair, you're also will be way more awake than we will be at the end of D&D.
Oh, I'm going to be like, let's keep moving. More touches, more. Yeah.
Whereas I'll be like, Nixie needs sleep.
Yeah. But yeah, last night it was like 2 a.m. and I was like, now what do I do? I was like, Grace, not tired. It's fun times.
Fun times.
Happy to be back.
I was like, we don't really have much else to share in the video portion because we didn't see each other all week.
No.
And we're not playing D&D until later today.
D&D happens today. I spent a lot of time I had my own version of this planet, except I loved every second of it.
You were Ford.
I was definitely Ford. I played a lot of Ring Around the Rosie.
Okay.
Which I learned that after the age of 2, it sucks to fall that often. I played with my buddy Fiona, and I was like, Fifi, one more, and that's it. I can't really
all
fall.
The more. All the more.
I learned the parent hack of like, you just squat and she doesn't care.
Yeah, probably.
I was like, because if you don't fall, she gets mad.
Yes.
But if you squat,
you just have to get lower.
Yeah. So they're like, a squat's good. I was like, all right, cool.
And you get your workout in.
Yeah. No, I really did get a workout. There was a lot of chase. I learned that there is nothing more entertaining the spectator sport of a 2-year-old ballet class.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh. I was that little kid.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like you might have been Fiona because she's a head taller than the rest.
Okay, yeah.
And she's having the time of her life.
Probably.
And she's running and she's going and people are falling. She may have knocked over someone, not on purpose, but she gets up and shakes it off while the other kid's sitting on the floor crying. She's like, I don't know what your problem is.
No, that basically was me.
Yeah, this is what I mean. I feel like, I know you don't like the tiny humans very much, but I feel like this may have been your spirit companion. Because she's like very aware of what she likes and does not like and not interested in the things that she does not like.
So,
but she's also really tough.
I was not 2 or 3 at the time, but this reminded me somehow of the story of, so I don't know if I've shared, I spent my entire childhood dancing, like competitive dancing.
Yes.
And I have had glasses since like 5th grade.
Oh,
And it was, I think, 10th or 11th grade.
Yeah.
I still wear glasses every day. I actually wear glasses for the most part now because I stare at a computer and my eyes get tired.
Right.
But I do wear contacts fairly often. Never here. Because I'm tired in the morning.
Morning.
But I remember my dance teacher going to my mom and be like, have you ever considered glasses or contacts for Nicole? And mom's like, well, I mean, she's still in high school and we haven't really. And she goes, can you please consider contacts for Nicole? And mom was
just
thinking
for the look of it.
Mom was thinking, we did competitive dance, the judging, and possibly. And mom was almost going to get a little her feathers ruffled of like, you want my kid to get contacts so everyone looks alike? And she's like, no. It's because when she spins, when she spots, her head turns around really fast, and a couple times her glasses have gone flying off her face and hit other dancers.
Yeah, well, that'll happen. You know what? They just need a duck. No,
so she was basically like, you either have to get a strap for her glasses or get contacts.
No, Fifi, as we call her, knocked over a couple kids, not on purpose.
Yeah.
And not because she was doing anything that she didn't need to be doing.
Yeah.
She just happens to have a better center of gravity than they do.
Exactly.
I also learned I'm laughing just thinking about it. I don't have the parent instinct where you're like, don't laugh. And your body actually responds.
Oh, yeah.
Where I was like, oh, no. I cannot laugh.
I would not have that either.
Hide your face from the mom whose child just smacked the floor and can't stop laughing. And the best part of the video is, the moms have to go out there with the kids, and so I'm sitting there with Dad, who's also a friend of mine. And because he's holding baby, they have a little tiny one. The tiny one's boring.
Little football.
Let's just put it out there.
Footballs are boring.
Little football's boring, but they're easy.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, and he's taking the video. So you hear him go, "Oh no!" I did because of us, the one who will be having their own tiny humans, of their own, printing them out, if you will, out of her own little personal oven. She's gonna print them. She's gonna 3D print that out of her uterus.
The baby printer
is friend Amanda. So I sent her a video. I was like, "This is your future. Also, I need to be invited to the dance classes, but only until she begins to get good. The second she's good, it's boring for me. That's when Auntie Nixie comes in.
No, but I'll be there the entire time.
Oh yeah.
Once the kid gets I won't become dance mom in the negative way, but I'll become dance auntie.
Yeah.
In the oh
my God, I love that. I'm calling you that forever now. Dance auntie.
Dance auntie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll become dance auntie pretty hardcore.
Yeah. Well, that's what I told her. I was like, look, I'm only here for the disaster.
I will make you costumes, kid.
Yeah, I am only here. Oh, actually, I can help something.
I will make the most fabulous costumes.
Dance auntie. I'm purely here for the hilarity of children falling.
To be fair, that doesn't stop once they get quote unquote better.
That's fair. That's true.
Oh, I face planted on stage a couple of times. I once did a kick in competition in a solo routine. I did a kick. And my shoe flew off a foot because the heel came off. There are these ones that are it's a heel and a toe and they're connected by a little section.
Yes.
So I was doing a move and the heel came off.
Yikes.
And I knew it was coming off, but I couldn't stop. You're gonna go dance out. So the shoe came off my foot and then just barely missed a judge and then hit a speaker and fell to the floor.
I do need to see this. I do.
And in fact, in that competition, I won Senior Miss Dance Champs.
Nice. I am impressed. But anyway, so that my week involved a lot of little people. I also saw my sister has a little one that I met too, who at some point had a rap battle with an inflatable alien.
I mean, things happen.
Really fun at that. I feel like I only want 2-year-olds around. I feel like that's my deal.
It's your age.
Yeah, that's my the pocket, right in that pocket. Because even when they're mad, it's very easy to distract them from what they're mad about, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not mad anymore. Not mad anymore." Like they haven't learned to just bear down like the 3-year-olds have.
Okay.
Where they're like, "Oh no, this is the hill I die on. That banana was not open the way I wanted it to be open. This is it." At 2, they're still pliable. Like, okay, hey, let's go look over here now. They're like, oh, okay.
Shiny object.
Yeah, not mad, no more.
That way. I did a lot of. I did a lot of spinning.
Whereas I'm like, I die on every hill. There are no paper towels in the house.
I hold grudges, yo.
Anyway, so that was our week. No D&D, but there is a tiny people talk.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
And I did spinning. I made yarn, and then I knitted yarn. And I knit an entire sweater, and I realized I'm going to unravel the entire sweater and then reknit it. And people think I'm crazy, but this is what knitters do, yo.
Yeah. Knitters be knitting.
Knitters be knitting, yo.
All right. But otherwise, we got a show to do.
We got a show to do.
Let's do it.
Episode
164.
Episode. Oh, wait.
No,
I need
that
to.
May not be right. Hang on.
We're really good. Hold up.
Oh, wait. No, I think I have the wrong number. I think it's 160. No, it is 164.
Okay.
Damn, I'm good.
Kaylee, go away.
Ready.
Okay. Well, I just forgot the order that I do this in.
That's okay. Take a minute.
Welcome to episode 164 of There's No Place Like Terra, a Stargate First Watch Rewatch podcast. I am Nixie.
And I'm Grace. And today we're going over Atlantis, Season 1, Episode 6, a.k.a. Nixie's Biggest Nightmare.
AKA Logan's Run. Yeah, no, this is, let's just say, guys, shocker, I feel for McKay. I feel really for McKay.
Yeah, here's what I've learned. Well, I mean, I don't know. My hypothesis.
Yes.
My thought.
Yes.
You and McKay work off logic. Children do not.
This is very true.
And that is the problem. It's like you try to use logic with a beast that does not
like
logic.
The part of the episode where they're just whining him and he's like, "Shut the fuck up," because and just starts yelling.
It's not logic because actually logic is exactly what they like. They don't understand ritual. The ritual of like, oh, when I tell you, that's when we're done.
Yeah, no, I'm the grown up and you shut up now.
No, but they're like, nah. Let me ask more.
Yeah. Brief interlude before I get there. You remember how I mentioned Dolphin Cast last week? It is recorded. It's here. I thought it was uploaded and it wasn't. So I'm gonna get that uploaded before you hear this. Before you hear this, the Dolphin Cast will be uploaded for Patreons.
It's already there.
Alrighty.
Okay.
August 13th, 2004.
Dun, dun, dun.
It was the same night as Avatar on SG1.
Oh.
It was written by Martin Giro, directed by David Winning. This is his only episode of Atlantis.
Oh.
Yeah. But he also directed the 1997 Power Rangers film.
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Uh-huh. It's important. So Courtney Stevens, who plays Karis, we have seen him before. Did he look familiar?
Yes, he did.
Can you place where we've seen him before?
No, I cannot.
Alrighty. He was Lieutenant Elliot.
Oh.
Do you remember he was like with Haley as one of the young lieutenant who gave his life on his first mission saving Lantash?
Yeah, like at first we thought he was a butthole and then he grows and he becomes a better person.
And then he died.
He's really good at throwing himself in front of bullets, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or things. Deadly projectiles.
And then also
that's where I know his face.
That's where you know his face. Also Dominic Zamprogna. Thank you. That sounds more accurate. Who plays Ares. He has been in some Are You Afraid of the Dark back in the day. He was in Battlestar Galactica as Jammer. And he was actually most recently on General Hospital for almost 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wish I watched soaps.
And
because they're so ridiculous.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I really need to be part of this.
And I just need to remember who this person played super quick because I forgot to write it down. Okay, so Cleo, the little girl.
Okay.
Little Cleo. She is actually, I don't know if she still holds this title, was the youngest Leo Award winner at about 10 or so.
Oh, and Leo is the
Canadian Emmys.
Okay.
Yeah. For a TV movie, The Love Crimes of Gillian Guess.
Oh.
Gillian Guess. Not Gillian. Whatever.
I feel like it's hard to know.
Sometimes.
Sometimes it's Gillian, sometimes it's Jillian.
She's also been in Heartland, which
like
is
Anna versus Anna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Versus Anne.
Anna or Anna.
Anna.
Like, yeah. They're all look very similar.
And I don't know if Gillian or Jillian is a boy or a girl.
Oh. I guess I didn't think of that. I just always assumed Gillian is a girl.
See, now but now Gillian Anderson.
Oh, Jillian is a girl too.
Yeah.
This is very important.
I know it is. Anyway, so she's been in Heartland, which is the longest running Canadian drama. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's like set on a back in the day. It's a period piece on like where Homestead is the word I'm looking for.
Oh.
She's also in a Canadian series called Greenhouse Academy, which I have to read you this plot synopsis for Greenhouse Academy.
Okay.
This is straight from Netflix, or straight from Wikipedia.
Okay.
8 months after losing their astronaut mother in a rocket explosion, brother and sister Alex and Haley Woods enroll at the private boarding school for gifted future leaders. Separately, they join two competing houses within school and become rivals. Soon, mysterious events draw the students from both houses into a secret investigation. They uncover a deadly plot to use earthquakes for monetary gain. Only by joining forces and working together will be able to stop this scheme.
So, X-Men meets Harry Potter meets
space.
Nancy Drew meets space.
Like, they're going into their third season.
Holy moly. But doesn't it feel like all those?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, good.
It's what they did is they took a bunch of series and plots and then put them in a blender.
X Potter space. X-Space Potter. Yes.
Yeah, so that's a thing. So
that's gonna be like a slang term for something now. I don't know what
X-Space
yet.
Potter.
That's just gonna be like when you overdo something, or when there's too many of something.
Yeah.
Like you're going a little X-Space Potter.
When you've made too many, you've combined too many references into one thing.
Or even like, let's say I make a dish and it's got too many things in it.
Yeah, it's a little X-Space Potter.
Yeah, it's a little bit too X-Space Potter. I like it. I like it. I love new vernacular.
So this episode's called Childhood's End, which is obviously the name of what might be Arthur C. Clarke's, one of his most famous novels. Obviously. I will say this. I think this is, if you're going to read any Arthur C. Clarke,
okay,
this is one to read.
Okay.
It came out in 1953. I would say there's not a ton of connection. To me, this is much more Logan's Run than anything else. But that is an interesting book because these aliens come to Earth. They're the overlords.
Logan's X-Space Spotter. Sorry.
And they quietly take over Earth without Earth really realizing it.
Okay.
There is a connection is they take all the kids and they isolate them onto an island for reasons that I will not give away because of plot.
Kid Island.
Because they make Kid Island. Go read the book. It's really fun. And they put all the kids into an island for reasons. But obviously this is much more Logan's Run of making sure no one lives past a certain age.
Yeah. How does Logan's Run end? Do you remember? Like they break out of the sphere and there's someone who's been living for a long time forever.
I don't remember because it's been a really long time since I've seen it.
That's going to bother me.
I know.
Okay.
We're going to watch Logan's Run after this.
No kidding. Or at least read the wiki page.
Or at least read the wiki page.
Done.
So
done and done.
We start on the planet, over the planet, flying planet.
On the planet where compasses no work.
The compasses no work. And it's not one Taylor's been to. For some reason, McKay just reminisces all of Sam Carter's mission reports that they've read.
You know, he just had a hankering for some Carter.
He needed a little more Carter in his life.
You know what? Here's it's gonna get a little R-rated, guy.
Yeah.
He had a wet dream, maybe.
Oh yeah.
He had like last night. He slept really well. He was dreaming a couple of fun dreams. Happened to have a Sam Carter dream. Now she's in his mind.
Assuming that's like the one person he visualizes when he masturbates.
Well, I feel like this one wasn't even on purpose. Like it was just one of those like, oh, that was a nice little dream. Nice little like, maybe I can find that one again. Continue where it left off.
So but basically the idea that worlds that support life look remarkably similar.
Yes.
Remarkably similar to the Pacific Northwest.
All of them are remarkably Northwestian.
Except the energy field on this planet is not normal or native. And they're going to go check it out. But as McKay clearly indicates, energy field good. That might be my AKA. Energy field good.
Well, I feel like they all relate to somehow McKay's dreams and nightmares. I'm going to write energy field good. I do want to say that he makes fun of Ford, I think he is bringing the compass. But if you've played D&D, you know that everything is a useful tool.
Listen, he makes fun of Ford for bringing the compass, but it ends up coming in handy.
Yeah,
so
well, I feel like you learned that everything can come in handy.
Just chill there, McKay.
Don't be all snotty McSnot.
If the other thing we learn in this is that McKay is someone who, shall we say, jumps to conclusions with some cases?
A little tiny bit.
There's a little bit that I'm McKay. But the energy field gets worse and worse and worse, and they get some really bad turbulence. It actually takes out the engine pods, and they start like the not natural landing, as in crashing.
Well, it is very unnatural to crash.
Exactly.
Although it's probably the most natural thing because gravity.
Let's just say they did not choose to land.
Yeah, that's what we say. An unwilling landing.
A forced landing.
Yeah. I'm going to start calling
credits.
If I fall, a forced landing.
It's a forced landing.
Yeah.
So they come to a landing of sorts. Thankfully, there's that soft dirt there. McKay's like, look, you made mistakes. I made mistakes. Let's call the whole thing off.
Mistakes have been made.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
None of their electronics are working. So there's not really anything McKay can do to fix the ship for now. The sun is still high. Taylor points out that like high enough for instance, that they can make it back to the Stargate before dark.
Right.
So they gear up, head out. When they head to leave, Ford notices his compass is fucking up.
Yes.
And right then, McKay's lambasting him for being stupid enough to bring a magnetic compass to another planet, and he sees it spinning wildly and is like, oh, so the interference is electromagnetic.
Oh, look at all the electro things, the magnets.
And
bitch.
Ford's like, oh, must be nice that I brought this compass, huh?
Thank God I did the thing that you were laughing at.
Also, thankfully, Terra can navigate.
Taylor's like, get out of here with your compass. There's a sun there and stars in the sky.
My other thing is, were they not flying in a straight line? Did they already loop back? Because they start walking into the direction that the jumper is facing.
Oh, I wonder if they're getting their bearings. You know what I mean? Like, hang on, let me start here and then move from there.
Maybe. But it was just a thing I noticed that we're walking back to the Stargate, but we're not going from the direction that we came from.
Reasons. Continuity person. That's probably what that was.
So
we'll talk about it.
McKay is still holding the compass and wants to head in a slightly different direction to follow the weirdness, which leads him to some ruins.
Yeah.
Very old ruins. McKay's fairly sure this is why the compass is possessed. John is hoping they can just turn it off and get the jumper working. Their plans are ruined by a herd of kids pointing bows and arrows at them.
Yes, this is where the Lost Boys show up.
Yeah, I'm just going to call them the Lost Boys.
Rufio!
Well, Ares is clearly Rufio.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to call Ares Rufio the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
So just to clarify, if you hear Rufio, I mean Ares.
Yeah.
Once John sees that they're kids, he's like, hey guys, let's not shoot the younglings.
Yeah. Remember, we've seen how this ends. Because what is this, 2004? By this time, we've seen how this ends.
We've seen how this ends.
This is no good.
Taylor tries to play diplomat and be like, diffuse. Can I cast diffuse on the situation? But one of the kids points out that they're full-growns and that they need to see the elders. And they're led on their way. It's like, this isn't almost a repeat beat of the last episode, where in the last one, Ford didn't see the locals, and Taylor's like, oh, no, they're here. They see us.
Right.
And in this case, the kids don't respond. So Ford's like, well, they don't understand us. And Taylor's like, no, they understand us.
They just don't. I feel like it kind of makes sense that Ford is going to be the last to understand the variety of ways to communicate.
Yeah.
He's our most American soldier.
Well, he's also just the most green.
Yes, like the one who's a little more solidified in his methods of communication.
Well, yeah, solidified.
A little less flexible so far.
And it's not because he is a unflexible person, but I think it's just because he hasn't been exposed to
these just what things. You know. Yeah. It's like the first time that someone travels to Europe. It's like, it's just what they know. They're like, what do you mean this isn't how I know? It's like, well, it's a very American mentality. Yeah. That's just what you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
It just doesn't mean that's what it is everywhere. His world is a lot smaller.
And I just like the fact that they repeat that. And I don't know if it was wasn't done intentionally or the writers just independently put that in there. But I like that it has come, like, it repeats itself.
Oh yeah.
So they are led back to the Ewok village with tree houses and rope ladders and bridges and
the tree house, the elder tree house, if you will.
The elder house, yeah.
Yeah.
And all of these kids and a creepy looking wraith skeleton shrine.
Sure.
So one of the kids points out that its death bird fell out of the sky years ago, and they keep it as a reminder of how life used to be, which John picks up that they were both knocked out of the sky, which is like the same deal.
Right.
But McKay's interest is piqued because anything that can knock a wraith dart out of the sky is something that McKay wants
good. Yeah.
on his side.
This. Yeah.
Technology.
I loot the bodies.
Yeah, he wants to loot the bodies for sure.
Yeah.
So it's time to meet the elders, who are not elders, by the way.
Yeah. Well, let's take a minute to talk about how we have to climb up a rope ladder to meet the elders.
Oh, I would stay on the ground.
It'd be like, okay, so you guys go meet the elders. I'm gonna hang out. I feel like McKay, I'm surprised, climbs the ladder.
I am shocked McKay is up there.
Yeah,
because
he's just like,
there's a difference between climbing a ladder and climbing a rope ladder.
Well, especially like a free float, like it's not leaning on a
That's
tree.
What I mean.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Ladders, I don't like heights. Ladders, I can get up.
Yeah. I'm okay with height. It's just the free swinging rope ladder where I'm just like, I don't have the strength for this.
That emphasizes the
agility.
height.
Yeah.
If you need me to climb up a rope ladder that's maybe 6 feet, like I can probably manage.
Yeah.
It won't be pretty, but I can manage.
It's gonna happen.
That is more than 6 feet of rope ladder.
Easily like 12.
And plus, I've never tried the sideways climb of the rope ladder before.
Oh, where you're like on either side of the rungs?
I've never tried
I think that would be more stabilizing.
I'm sure it is, but again, here's the difference. That would not occur to me to do.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's what I would try first, because I'd be like, how do I? I'm just gonna hug it.
Yeah, that would not occur to me to climb it that way, because I don't climb rope ladders often. I also,
I guess we can be thankful that it's just not a knotted rope.
Yeah, true. Guys, I failed that part in gym all the time. Guess who doesn't have the upper body strength to pull herself up into a pull-up? I also like how when John is introducing himself, he does like a triple take that Karis is the elder at 24.
Yeah, he's like, what, how is this? How old are you, child? Well, I feel like he's not much older.
But he's not 40 yet, for sure.
But I will tell you that I feel like Shepard's probably our age.
Yeah, I'm thinking
more or less. If I were next to a 24-year-old now, I'd be like, child.
Exactly.
Child.
Like those 10 years.
Yeah.
Do everything.
Also, remember what it was like to be 24, though.
Oh, God.
I knew everything.
Oh, my gosh.
Which I feel like all of us do. And it's just this again, it makes sense to what Ford's dealing with. It's like, the world is just a certain size, and you're like, no, I know the size.
I know
of
my entire world.
I know the size of this whole world, and it's funny because I spent, along with spending the week with a bunch of tiny people, I also spent a lot of time with a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Watching a 20-year-old drive, and I was like, oh Jesus, oh Jesus, is this how I used to drive? I'm gonna die. I'm having a heart attack. I've never felt more for my mother in my whole life because I know I was a same exact way.
Yeah.
To where I was like, hey, just keep it under 80 for a little while. But I remember being there, and I remember feeling that invincible, that aware, that knowledgeable about things.
And can you imagine the society? Everyone dies before they get the knowledge base.
Before you get like that knocked on your ass part of life.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, and a lot of people get knocked down younger. And, you know, not to say that there's no credit to give people of that age, but it's just like, the older you get, the more you realize things are just going to constantly knock. Like, I think I'm old enough now to know that I don't know anything.
Exactly. I know nothing, Jon Snow.
I'm nothing.
I am Jon Snow.
Yeah. I am just here for life to throw things at me. And hopefully I survive it.
So apparently no one has come through the well in 500 years. Mm-hmm. And Karis does notice that they're all over 24s because Ford's 25.
Right.
So there's a problem. John's like, is it a problem that we're all older? Because I'm still confused.
Yeah. Are we not part of the club?
They sit down to talk, and Aries is just, Rufio is just like, they're trespassers. We don't have to explain a thing. Let's get them out of here. Like, immediate non-trusting of the full-growns. So after they sit, we learn that the Wraith did used to come here. And when they came, no one died peacefully. Mm-hmm. And when you can't die peacefully, you can't enter the eternal rest. Their heaven, their Valhalla, which is the exact opposite of resting, but still you get the point. So their ancestors ensured that no one would ever be like choice herd for the Wraith ever again.
I feel like this one's so hard to believe. Like, why wouldn't the Wraith want younger people?
But the thing is that it's not the Wraith not wanting young people.
Okay.
It's the fact that, and we learn later, the no one living past 25 is population control.
Right. No, so I understand that. But I feel like even the fake logic that they give them would not, I feel like it's a little Swiss cheesy.
Well, but it might be one of those where no one chooses to think too hard about it because the Wraith aren't here. Yeah. So just don't think about it too hard. It might be something of, well, if you don't grow older, then you don't have the life experiences. Maybe the Wraith, needs someone to have a certain amount of life before the Wraith take them.
Yeah.
When this is such strong religion and ritual and culture to these people, if we've learned anything, we will learn that people will come up with any logic they need to.
Sure, to make things work, to make it fit. Yeah. Yep. To make things
But
fit.
clearly, to the Wraith, they wouldn't care because, as McKay points out later, veal is also tasty.
Yeah, that's true.
So anyway, they have their ancestors on the planet ensured that they will always be able to enter the eternal rest because they take their own lives on the eve of the 25th birthday. Because when they take their own lives themselves, they can do it at peace. They can enter their Valhalla. And because of all this, the Wraith haven't returned in 500 years. So if it's not broken,
I feel like at that point it's like, this is working.
Yeah.
Don't think about it too much.
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah.
So later, Ford is feeling old, and John thinks this is fucked up because it is. And Taylor's like, I mean, they seem happy and this is their way. So
why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why mess with it?
Yeah. They are all worried that the grown-ups.
Again, her perspective is a little limited too.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of, this is like a recurring theme. It's like everyone comes from these weird limited perspectives, which we all have limited perspectives.
Oh, exactly.
But it's like hers is like, well, I've lived in a place where you just live to survive. So why not?
Yeah.
If they're working, why would we question it?
Exactly.
Your moral code doesn't have to be their moral code.
Exactly. Yeah. So she's a little more, and she does eventually being like, hey, we can stop you from killing yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Taylor only crosses that bridge when she realizes that there is a way to stop killing.
Until then, she's like, cool, you're keeping the Wraith away? Cool. Keep it up.
Exactly.
Do what you gotta do.
You guys peaceful? Awesome, because it's more than we had growing up.
Yeah. She's like, hey, they make it to 25.
Yeah. Well, our people
25,
don't.
Yeah.
So McKay points out how dumb it is, because again, they should all, to the Wraith, he can imagine everyone tastes the same.
Yeah.
Like veal.
Well, I feel like it's like sometimes it's veal, sometimes it's jerky. The Wraith don't care. They're just getting fed.
Exactly. So
By the way, jerky is old people. I am almost halfway through jerky.
It's the jerky is Soylent Green.
Yeah.
So McKay already knows it's not the Wraith don't come by because they're young. The Wraith don't come by because the electromagnetic interference takes their darts out. None of their equipment works. Like, this is clearly the explanation.
There's easier food to get. It's like the people who don't like crab legs because they're like, I don't want to work that hard for my other food. Yeah.
There's buffets on all these other planets. Why would the Wraith bother here?
Yeah.
So Taylor wants to tell him the truth, because again, here she finds a different solution. That goes against it. She wants to tell him so they can stop killing themselves. McKay is like, yeah, that's not going to go well. Can we just get this ship fixed and get out of here?
Yeah.
Karis tells them they can stay till the ship is fixed, but work quickly, and you'll be watched by 2 of the Lost Boys.
Here's the thing. I feel like McKay's always quick to be like, let's go. I don't want to be part of this.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. But I think if at the end of this episode, we end up with these new allies, which would come in handy later. I don't think the guy's going with that type of motive. But I think if you told that to McKay, he would be more willing to try things. Because I feel like he could use that motive.
I think there's a little bit of McKay of what is the path of least resistance?
Right, but I feel like that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Whereas the rest of them don't. But in the end, it works in their favor because they gain. That's how you gain allies. I think with McKay, because he's so unwilling, he needs something to push him to be more willing.
Yeah, he needs a carrot.
You're like, hey, dude, we're going to need them in like a year.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, oh, got it. Okay, now I push forward. Now I'm less fighting you.
I want a carrot.
Yeah. Like, carrot, please.
So Ford and McKay head to the ruins with 2 Lost Boys asking all the questions in the world, thinking McKay is 100 years old.
I mean, I would have thought so too when I was that age.
McKay is getting...
Do you remember thinking... Yeah, I know, I'm going to give away our ages. Do you remember thinking 34, 35 was old?
God, that was...
Do you remember thinking 30 was old?
I remember thinking 20 was old.
Yeah, I remember being like 25.
I know.
Oh my God. Why are you
I will have my entire life figured out when I turn 25.
I remember being with a friend of my mom's. She picked me up from school, and she wasn't married, which for some reason in my brain, you had to be married to have things. Like, this was how it worked.
No, well, you just got married in your early 20s.
Yeah, and she was single, and she had a car, a really nice car. Yeah. And she picked me up in it, and she was like, you want to go to McDonald's? And I was like, yeah. I was like, you could just do this?
Exactly. It was
How old are
the
you?
coolest thing in the world.
And I was like, I'm going to be 25 and do all these things, like eat fast food whenever I want. And now I'm just like, kill me. I don't want to talk about again. Kill me.
Now it's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to eat pizza and ignore all my responsibilities to spend on evening.
You know what it is? It's like I would kill for someone to make me mac and cheese and dino nuggets.
I know.
I would kill to come home and someone make that for me.
It's like, I don't want to adult anymore.
Yeah, somebody just feed me and take care of me and tell me what to wear.
One weekend a month where
remember when you were little and your parents would just dress you?
Yeah,
like if you were not awake and it's like, we got to be somewhere early, so they would just be like, I'm just going to dress you real quick.
Oh, like the clothes would be laid out for school the next day every day.
Anytime we had to travel.
And then someone would do my hair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime we had to travel and we had to leave early in the morning, my mom would just dress us.
Oh, we just go to bed in our clothes.
Oh, see, that's smart too.
Yeah.
But she would just like do it for us. And so all you had to do is go limp.
Yeah.
I want to do that now. I want to just not have to wake up and be like, Jesse, just dress me for work. Okay, I'll get up in like an hour. And then just have food on the table. And then eventually I'll stumble out there. Yeah. And then maybe I'll brush my teeth.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine. I don't know who I was listening to this week, and someone was like, I can't wait to be older. I was like, yes, you can. Wait forever. I'm sure this is not news to anybody listening, but it's like, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
If you have comfort zone where people take care of you, just latch into that shit. I mean, not too long.
Don't be that.
Don't be that person.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, enjoy it while the appropriate time.
Relish it.
Relish
it. Yeah.
And say thank you.
And also, every now and then, if domestic partner Jesse wants to just have breakfast ready and lay out my clothes, I won't be mad.
Exactly.
Although, if he lays out my clothes, I'd be like, "There's no way in hell I'm wearing that. What are you thinking?"
Oh, I would threaten to wear whatever was laid out. That's the difference.
Yeah, true.
You know, I would. But so this line, if we want to know what current Nixie is like versus Nixie at 5 years old, it's this line sums it up entirely. Where McKay goes, let's see who can be quiet the longest.
Yeah.
Now, that would be me now.
Yeah.
Me at 5 years old is Cleo telling him that I'm not really a quiet person. I really like to talk.
Well,
and I wonder what's going on here.
This game doesn't interest me in the slightest. I'm just going to talk right now. It's far more fun to me.
That was me at 5.
Yeah.
Me now is like, who can be quiet the longest?
Yeah.
Everyone can be quiet.
Nope. And they're like, none quiet. None of it. Well, and it's like, that's the thing. When you answer, here's what I've learned. If you are a Nixie or a McKay,
yes,
and someone goes, why? You have actual answers. Which makes you interesting.
I know.
Which does not quell the need to ask why.
No, it doesn't.
So what you have to do is be the most boring human being, which you're not when you're smart. So that's the thing, is like you and McKay are interesting to children. Like,
I know.
You know things. And you know things and you say things. Whereas if you're just like, well, I don't know. You're like, oh, you kind of suck. I don't want to talk to anyone.
I could just techno babble them.
But that to them is interesting. See what I mean? You have to just be the most boring, blandest thing you can be. And they're like, oh, you're no fun to talk to. I'm going to find someone else.
Or just feed them Benadryl. Do not do that to children. I said it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
But that's my wisdom.
Yeah.
My learned knowledge. I learned that every now and then, watching my friends and their tiny people. It's like sometimes you just have to be boring and then she'll leave you alone.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times too. So back in Ewok Village, Karis and John are chatting. So Karis's kids actually are being raised by another village to keep family lines apart because they're smart. Mm-hmm. And there's 12 other villages apparently in the bubble.
Yeah.
John wonders if there's ever been anyone who runs off instead of being sacrificed. He's like, there's been a few hesitations. It happens every now and then, but we can be persuasive.
I know what that means.
John admits that he doesn't understand any of this. This is outside of his realm of understanding. He comes from a culture that values life above all else. And I mean, think of all the things that Ford would have missed in the past year if he had missed
that's true. Dang.
And Karis clarified something. It's like, we value life, 100%.
Which is why
we would rather have 24 years of peace than an entire lifetime of fear.
That's true.
And tomorrow, by the way,
but I feel like also when you don't know what it would be like, and this is working, you're like, this is good.
Exactly.
I'm not against it. It works.
Like, to the point of the idea of living to 25 to 30 doesn't even enter their brain as a thought to think about.
No, and I feel like when you're that young, it kind of doesn't. I remember thinking, oh yeah, by 30, I'm just going to be done.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm going to retire at 30.
Yeah. I feel like if I die at 30, it's no problem with it. Whereas now I'd be like, I'm not done yet. So much to do.
But tomorrow is Karis's birthday, and tonight he follows a long-standing tradition, which is not for him to question. Mm-hmm. Tonight he dies.
Yeah.
Tonight he dies.
Tonight he dies.
So elsewhere, Rufio discusses with others how he thinks Karis is reckless, that he should be prepping for tonight's sacrifice instead of dealing with the full-growns. And tomorrow...
I'm going to start calling the older adults at our work the full-growns.
The full-growns? Yeah.
The full-growns are gone for the day. We're in charge now.
Tomorrow, Rufio is going to be the eldest. So to him, the Wraith could come back at any time, just being the full-growns being here. Mm-hmm. And they need to take action. And I forget her name, the woman that he's talking to. He's like, look, there's little time. Oh, Peleus. Yeah. Peleus reminds him that a forced sacrifice has to be agreed on by all of the villages. Mm. And Rufio's like, you take whatever time you need to feel good about whatever decision. If they are gone by the end of the day, I'm dealing with myself.
Right. Because, he's a leader. Takes charge.
Again, this is McKay's worst nightmare. All the questions. Look, if you're supposed to be observing, it means you're supposed to watch quietly. And you're like, but why? And the what but whys start happening, and then the because doesn't quell them, and then McKay starts yelling, and then the kids start crying.
I will tell you that it is 100% a Grace move. 110%.
Which part? The yelling?
150%. No, the crying.
Oh, the crying? Yeah.
Oh, the crying, for sure.
And then Casta starts kicking him and telling him he's mean, and he's like, thank you for finally noticing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, this is where...
But I feel like that's this great thing about kid is even in their softness, they're resilient. They're like, you're mean, therefore you must change. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Which is admirable.
It is.
Whereas now if somebody were that assholey to me and be like, okay, walk away.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Bye. Whereas they're like, no, I'm confronting this.
Stop being
What's your deal, bro? Like they're all tiny New Yorkers. You know what I mean? Like, hey, over here. What are you thinking?
I'm walking here.
Yeah. My terrible New York accent. I really hope domestic partner Jesse doesn't hear this.
I have no qualms. So Ford finally steps in to help. And here's the thing. He's like, oh, what? Do you do birthday parties? You're so horrible with kids. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, Ford, McKay has asked you twice now to step in because he doesn't do kids.
Yeah.
That's
true.
That would be like me if we had a bunch of tiny humans around going, hey, Grace, can you get these kids off of me, please? I'm begging you. And then when I get so annoyed that I start yelling at them.
If I got that, yeah. You know what it is? I think Ford is so naturally good with kids that he doesn't quite understand, like, oh, you really are that
exactly
bad. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it takes witnessing it to.
Yeah.
Because when you're naturally adept at handling children, you're like, hey, you're a smart person.
Yeah.
You're fine. You got it.
Fine.
Like, oh, no, you really are this bad.
Yeah. Yeah. This is what I don't think people quite get that part about me.
Whereas I just like the tiny ones.
Like, you've seen me around kids before.
Yeah. I just like watching them do whatever they're going to do. I don't like when they're old enough to expect things of you.
Yeah.
Like when they're like, you entertain me. I like when they're little and they're like, hey, let's adventure.
I think it's more of, as long as I have an out where I can get out anytime, whether it's watching them from afar or I'm here, but I can leave this house at any time.
Sure.
I can,
manage.
I can manage.
Yeah.
Because it's like I said,
just like when they're tiny drunks.
Yeah.
I love the tiny drunks.
No, I get that.
Because you're like, what the hell is it going to do
next? And I like when I can do science experiments with them, when they're old enough to have an attention span.
Right. Yeah.
And aren't assholes.
Yeah. No, so truly just the tiny drunks. Tiny. I don't know. If any of you are parents, please let me know. But I feel like the tiny drunk stage is the most fun. Because you're like, oh, that's what you're doing now? Cool.
And then Ford tells the kids that McKay is upset because the kids are smarter than him and he's a mean man, and then introduces them to chocolate, which that seems dumb.
Well, yeah, no, that's not going to make them shut up anymore.
Like you, that's not good.
That's the opposite of things. So when we were out, I will share one story of my visit this last week. We had a day where we had dessert that was filled donuts, but they're filled with ice cream.
Oh yeah, so then great for kids.
Well, the thing is, I mean, we went into it willingly.
Yeah.
And the parents were the ones who were like, we're going to take you to this cool place we know. But you see the look on her face where she's like, this whole thing makes me stronger. I've never seen a more menacing 2-year-old.
So, and I see this in puppy
Did you
form.
say donuts and ice cream?
Yes, donut-filled ice creams.
There's a place at
Ice cream-filled donuts.
there's a place at Epcot that
Give
does
it like 6 months. It's
Yeah.
California, so give it like 6 months. Orlando
there's
will
a
have it.
there's a place at Epcot that does it.
Oh, okay.
But they put it in a brioche,
Yeah,
so it's not quite the same.
yeah.
So there's a local ice cream place that we go to that whenever we go to, they have pup cups, like
Oh,
many
yes.
things do, and then you get the little pup cup
And there's
for
the
your pup, and
cup
then you bring
song.
it back. But then it's the same thing of after the dog has the tiny bit of ice cream, all of a sudden the dog is doing laps around the house.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like we've
You know what's
just sugared up the
funny?
dog.
Is Drakey McChomp has not yet had a
No,
pup cup.
look.
I feel like tonight that may have to
that
happen.
dog does not have to be stronger. That dog
But
does
doesn't
not.
he though? But doesn't he though?
Again, as long as it happens when I can walk away at any time.
Little Drakey Chomp. That's his new nickname.
That
Self-explanatory.
I basically yesterday I wore that dog as a shawl,
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah.
Just crawled up and had one paw set and a head on one side of my
He probably
shoulders.
loved it.
And then a tail and a butt with other 2 paws on the other side of my neck, and it was just a stormy shawl
yeah.
or a
A Drakey shawl.
jerky shawl.
Uh-huh. He probably enjoyed every
He's
second
still
of it.
small enough to do it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, McKay finds a ZPM, which is poorly covered with foliage.
Yeah.
Back in Ewok Village, John is surprised that his radio is working
Yeah.
because, ZPM, McKay explains. He wants to take it back to Atlantis to see if it's worth taking.
Yeah.
Taylor's like,
You
what the
can't
fuck
just
do you
take
mean
people's
take?
shit. Yeah.
This is an offense against the race.
Hey, bro, let's not just steal from children. Maybe let's consider not stealing from children. Literally stealing from children.
Like his brashness and his well, of course we can just take it if we want it is
Welcome to
mind-boggling.
Kidland. We're here at your disposal.
I was like, eminent domain much?
Yeah. Hey, colonizer.
Hasn't history told you how you should not do that?
Yeah.
McKay brushes it off. It's like, look, the Mates haven't been here for centuries. Like, if it's fully powered, it'll be more use to us, and we'll just bring all the kids back to Atlantis.
Jeez. Yeah. Also, hey, maybe they don't want to go. Maybe they don't want to leave the dang
Maybe
planet.
this is their home.
Yeah. How about that?
So John is like, look, I know this is really shitty and we shouldn't do it, but man, would it be useful from a tactical
You know
perspective?
what? Let's not even dream this because it's not ours.
It's not ours.
Yeah. It's just not ours.
McKay can fly the jumpers now, so he wants to take the ZPM back to Atlantis, which John gives the go-ahead.
Yeah.
And also tells him to be back before midnight. You turn into a pumpkin.
Also, is this where
There's a
McKay
deadline.
gives us the really shitty logic where he's like, they live in trees?
No, that's later with Weir.
Okay, got it.
That's later with Weir.
Yeah.
So, and right as Taylor points out how reckless this is.
Oh, yeah.
John asks, what are the odds that the Wraiths show up in the few hours that McKay is throwing these tests?
And then might as well look directly at the camera and nod, yes, that happens.
And then something in the Wraith Shrine turns on unseen by anyone.
Yikes.
Rufio shows up with 2 guides who are watching McKay going, why are the guides here? And John's like, is it nap time?
Yeah.
Stop digging yourself holes.
Yeah. Whereas I want to be like, yes, it's always nap time.
So back in Atlantis, Weir joins the "This is really dumb" chorus.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
And again, McKay points out that if they take the ZPM and bring the locals back here, we can both benefit from it. And thankfully Weir spells out how you can't just visit planets, take their defenses, uproot cultures, and then bring them back to Atlantis.
You're gonna lose your gay privileges, dude. Like, hey, stop it.
And then, of course, McKay's like, but if they have a ZPM, yes, we can. I'm like,
no.
She's like, my God, how morally superior you must feel.
Yeah.
And this is where McKay's like, yeah, well, they live in trees. Like, Atlantis would be an upgrade.
Yeah.
They can stop killing themselves for no reason.
Well, again, how presumptuous of you.
To be fair, I would love to live in trees.
I mean, that sounds like fun.
I would love to.
Aside from the rope ladder, which I feel like there's
We
ways
can
around.
build different ladders.
We can build a standard ladder.
Yeah. We can build stairs.
We can build a wooden elevator if we really wanted to.
Yeah.
With a rope and pulley system.
There's many things we
Actually,
can
it'd be
do.
really fun where you just kind of pull your own weight up.
I want to do the Rivendell stairs around the base of the
That
tree
would
up.
be fun.
That's
Yes.
my plan.
Mhm.
And then you build the elevator to bring all the other stuff up.
Yeah, I'd like it.
Weir wonders if the sacrifice and the shield are really that disconnected. Back in Ewok Village, John just needs one more day. One more day to get a clearer picture. And what that, you should stick around to see what that picture is, Karis.
Yes.
Karis would love to, but it's just not possible.
Today's the day.
And they get into a mortality conversation. And Karis's view is, look, John, you're a warrior.
Yeah.
If need be, you would willingly give your life for your people. John's like, it better be like really necessary.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, it's not wrong.
And to Karis, to him, it's no different. He is willingly giving his life for the safety of his people.
I mean, yeah, when you put it that way, absolutely. Let's just, I don't know how long that logic holds, but yes.
Well, and I will give, jumping to the end of the episode, I will give them this. They are working on the knowledge that they have.
Sure.
As soon as they
have more,
are able to fully understand the other knowledge, they change.
That's true.
But for now, they are going on the only knowledge that they have.
Mm-hmm.
And Karis asks John to stand witness to a ceremony.
Yes. This is where I start to notice that Karis kind of looks like Shepard. Do you catch that, or is it just me? There's a similar vibe. It's like the soft face. I don't know how better to describe it.
Maybe
it's like good looking in like what's the word I'm looking for? Benign way.
Okay.
It's like a benign good look. Like there's nothing threatening about it's not like a severe, dark, and handsome guy.
Okay.
It's just like I'm just like a naturally easygoing, good looking dude. That's who I am. Maybe that's all it is. They have the same type of attractiveness.
Maybe.
But that's what I call it. Benignly good looking. And I don't mean that it sounds like a diss, but it's not.
It's like laid back.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. There's nothing dangerous.
It's
to the
a
look.
chillax handsomeness.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like, oh, that guy looks dangerous. That's not what they're looking.
He is the Sam to the other Dean.
Yes, exactly.
He's the Sam, and then Dean is the dangerous.
Yeah, he's the rest in peace, Luke Perry. He's the Brandon to the Dylan.
Yeah, I never watched that.
Yes. Okay.
Was there aliens or space involved in it?
No.
Then in that era,
there
I was not
drama
watching it.
and pregnancy and gun issues and suicide.
That interested me in no way, shape, or form, unless it was taking place in space.
And there was a peach pit. There's a peach pit. The peach pit was a diner.
Oh, okay. Because I was literally thinking of James and the Giant Peach.
No, just a giant peach pit in Centertown. No, it was not Twin Peaks.
See, Twin Peaks interested me.
Yeah.
So back in Atlantis, according to McKay, there's bad news. The device is actually specifically attuned to a specific electromagnetic field of the planet, so they can't take the whole device with them.
Well, I feel like only bad news to him.
I know.
So everybody else is like, yeah, we weren't going to take it anyway. Yeah.
Well, at the very least, I feel like you could study it and reverse engineer it, maybe.
Sure, yeah.
Also, the ZPM is also depleted. It could power the shield at Atlantis for a couple hours, which could be key for them, but it probably also could continue the shield of the planet for quite a while. And some Weir's like, so it's more useful to them than it is to us.
Whereas he's like, bad news, this wasn't going to work for me. This color is not good. It's like, right, it's not yours, so that's okay.
It was never on the table.
Yeah. So put it back.
But there is another thing. McKay is pretty sure that he knows how the shield and the suicide pact are connected. The device can't cover and protect the whole planet. It only has a little dome. And it's just around the villages. And so the suicide pact is population control. If the population grew so big that they moved outside the shield, they would be attacked.
Yeah. Yikes.
So McKay, it's a fairly ridiculous religion. Weir points out that that's not for our judgment to make.
No, yeah, it's really not. Like, that's one of those things where it's like, your morals don't mean everybody else's.
Yeah, you don't get to decide how ridiculous it is. And also return the ZPM and get the shield up. Also, maybe just throwing this out here, if the problem is population control, maybe introduce them to effective birth control.
How about just stop having kids? Yeah.
That's it. Well,
but also you've got a bunch of teenagers.
That's what I'm saying. Just introduce them to reliable birth control, and then you can just have the 2-child policy.
Yeah, that's true.
1 in, 1 out.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then you have no problems.
Yeah, because realistically, you're not going to have them stop them from having sex.
Exactly. Abstinence is not going to be an option here.
True. I appreciate that.
But just reliable birth control.
And
then
can help a lot.
Yeah.
Some people won't want kids. Then you get a bonus. You go, hey, I'm taking their 2 because they don't want theirs.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we want to have 4.
Once someone dies of old age peacefully, then someone else gets to petition to have a kid.
There you go.
Done.
The end.
Seems logical to me.
It's a lot of bureaucracy. So much paperwork, though.
So much paperwork to have a kid.
Also, does that, you know what, though? But then that will start people killing each other. It's like, look, Grandpa's almost out. Let's just kill him. We can have a baby.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's a perfect solution.
I'm just thinking dark.
I'm
going dark.
I'm just saying it seems a lot more effective than killing yourself at a certain age.
Birth control is a good solution.
Yeah.
For many things.
And besides, if you make people go through a shit ton of paperwork to have kids, then there's going to be less kids naturally.
Fuck it. Yeah. True.
Facebook told us that a year ago yesterday is when we closed on our house.
Yes.
And a post I had made was basically going how, we've adulthood achievement level up. And someone in the family had posted up and then you've leveled up again since then, referring to the fact that we got married. And my response was, yes, I feel like you have to be much more adult to buy the house. There's a lot more paperwork involved
that's fair.
than getting married.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely a life achievement.
Yeah.
Buying a house seems a lot more difficult.
Than just, That's true.
Much more adult.
Yeah. Than throwing the party.
Exactly. So back on the planet, John is busy. So McKay tells Terra that they're back through the radio. And he's going to plug the ZPM back in. He's parked the jumper outside the field, so once it's up and running, they won't have to worry about that. And Terra, do you have to hold your gun like you're about to shoot people right now? You're holding it ready?
Well, I feel like she just lives in that space. She's she falls asleep holding her gun.
It's a little threatening, maybe.
Yeah. You know how some of us fall asleep with our phone in our hand and it falls on our
it just falls right on your face.
Yeah, she just does that with her gun. She's like, I'm holding my gun all the time forever.
And John notices the Wraith locator button icon.
Yikes.
And Terra runs. She's like, turn the shield on now!
Yeah.
And John destroys the transmitter. McKay and Ford run to the device, plug the ZPM in, and nothing happens. And McKay admits that possibly, I may have broken it.
Again! McKay, you have no chill. No chill.
I'll fix it later in post.
God. He's just that guy. I think he would make me crazy.
Yeah.
I might hurt him a lot.
Back in Ewok Village, things aren't going well. Rufio says John must be punished, and they have to go. The full-growns have to go every second they're here in this village. They are not safe.
Right.
Karis is like, look, I will lead them back to the well. And he tells the village that the full-growns have agreed to leave. They'll never come back. And then we can continue the ceremony. And Rufio tells his people to make sure they get to the well.
Nice. Basically, GTFO, grown-ups.
Back in the ruins, John, Taylor, and Karis have arrived, and McKay's like, I don't know what happened. It must be an older version of Windows.
It's just like, well, did you turn it off, turn it on again?
We're gonna cycle the system.
Yeah.
Karis is like, look, you have to get out of here. And of course, our team is trying to work the problem, and yeah, the Wraith beacon most likely turned on the moment that McKay brought the field down.
I feel like McKay right now is chaotic dumbass. Like, that's like, what are you doing? Everything you're doing is making everything worse. Stop doing.
Yeah, and will he learn from the lesson?
No, he won't. He's McKay. I'm calling it chaotic dumbass. That's what I was AKA.
So, they try to explain everything to Karis, like what the device is, what the shield is, that they can't leave till they fix it. And Karis is like, I don't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth.
I don't know things, yeah.
Back in Ewok Village, Rufio is pumping up the crowd that the full-growns have clouded Karis's judgment. He doubts his oath to the sacrifice. They also have to be stopped at the ruins, and basically everyone grab pitchforks and torches. We're gonna go kill the beast.
Time to kill the beast. Kill the beast.
Kill the beast. So Rufio and the villagers arrive while McKay is working. John stalls that McKay is the ship is fixed and he's back at the ship. He's certainly not here.
Ship.
We were just saying goodbye to Karis, and you can even lead us to the ship if you want, because McKay is there, and that works. And leaving McKay with Casta and Cleo, who McKay just placates with chocolate.
Are those children or imps or something?
Sprites.
Yeah, and like Greek names like Casta and Cleo. I feel like they must be.
Oh, they might be, yeah.
Like, this can't be an accident. I'm gonna look it up while you keep going.
So at the ship, John just plans on circling basically until McKay turns the thing back on and comes back out. They'll pick him up. But everything is too late. There's a Wraith probe scanning the jumper, and they try to take it down. It heads off, so they're about to jump in the jumper, and take down the probe before it can get to the gate. But Rufio and his crew stop them. To Rufio, the damage is already done. And, oh, by the way, the other full-grown is missing. We know this.
Yeah.
So Karis tries to explain everything as well as he can when he doesn't quite fully understand it
yet. He's like, hey, it's doing the thing where, like the one guy, and it's like, okay, so how, like, have you ever run a blah blah? Like, I feel like he keeps trying to use bad analogies. He's like, no, scratch that. Never mind. Yeah. I'm gonna go now, bye.
No matter, like, what Karis and the Atlantis say, all Rufio wants to hear is so we get to kill you now? That's the only thing.
Is it time? Is it death time?
In the ruins, the kids are covered in chocolate. And another lost boy comes in, pointing his bow at McKay, who points his gun back at him.
Oh, yeah.
McKay presses that he has to figure this out. He's so close to figuring it out. And nothing happens when he yells at them and tells them to go to their rooms.
No. An attempt was made, but no.
Also, is telling kids to go to their room really the best punishment? Because I'll be honest, all my books and all my good shit was there. So if you told me to go to my room,
well, I feel like
fine. I'll see you in hours.
Indoor kids. It's a recurring theme. So for indoor kids, for the kids that were a little bit not super social, it's like, okay, fine. Yeah. Not a big deal at all. But then you had the kids who are like, there is so much world to see. I cannot be trapped in here. For them, it works.
I think I mentioned this before. The greatest punishment my parents could do for me was take away my library card.
There you go. Some of us just work differently.
That was just me in tears. So they hear the probe outside, and the two lost boys go and check it out. McKay pulls the younglings back inside in the little cover so they're not seen. Back at the jumper, there is a standoff.
Yikes.
John and Taylor try to convince Rufio not to attack him. He's like, look, please do not attack us, mainly because we don't want to have to defend ourselves.
Yeah. Hey, bro, you won't win this one.
You will not win this. Please do not make us do this.
Yeah.
And at the ruins, McKay keeps working, and he finally gets it. He gets the shield back on, and the Wraith probe drops to the ground. The Lost Boys are excited, and they're like, come with us, we're going to go see Rufio. At the jumper, it's getting really tense. Rufio thinks that this is super simple. The Wraith are here because you didn't choose to leave. So John's like, there are complexities to this. It's not black and white.
Right.
Rufio nods to one of his men to fire his crossbow. And Kara steps in front of John, taking the bolt to the chest. Rufio doesn't care, because to Rufio, Karis is as guilty as the Atlanteans.
But I think this actor just really likes to be, like, he only takes roles where he sacrifices himself. Yeah, again, this is, what is the word? It's similar to Gould arrogance, but it's like the arrogance of youth, I guess.
Yeah, youth arrogance.
Yeah, or just an inability to see beyond.
It's just being too rigid. There's no flexibility.
Yeah.
There's no being willing to admit that you might be wrong.
There's no open-mindedness for other possibilities. Yeah. God, I'm too old for this.
He's like, if you're gonna go off world more, you gotta get some cardio.
Yeah, you gotta get it in there. Yeah. Do a little bit of training, a little bit of eating slightly healthier. I feel like somehow, even though all they have are rations, he's eating garbage.
Yeah. Well, he's just eating more because of Lucas.
Yeah.
But yeah, Karis has a little sling. And McKay was able to increase the shield size by over 50% without drawing that much more power from the ZPM. So they can have some population growth. McKay doesn't know how long it's going to last, but Karis is going to be a grandparent before it dies.
Which I feel like it's a little bit irresponsible. Like, look, I don't know how long this will last, but you'll be dead.
Yeah.
I feel like, thanks, boomers.
Well, I almost think,
which is literally a little bit
100%
because
truth.
There's going to be a baby boom. It's basically the same thought process.
It is. I will say this. I have a hunch because Atlantis, John's like, look, we're going to come back in. We're going to check on you and things like that. I think it's like, hey, we bought you an extra 20, 30 years.
We'll keep buying you more time. Yeah.
And we'll come up with a more permanent solution for you.
Fair.
By that time, McKay will be able to reverse engineer it, figure out how to. And besides, honestly, if it's one of those where it's like, hey, once we get the 2 ZPMs that we need to power Atlantis, the next one we get, we'll give to you. You're like first on the waiting list for the ZPM transplant.
All right. Yeah. True.
You know what I mean?
True.
Because really, that's all he says the needs. It's just going to run out of power. I just need a new battery.
Yeah. We just have to find a way to run a new battery.
And besides, they get a better battery, maybe they can increase it a little more.
Yeah. But also, let's still consider the birth control option.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. And they are apparently changing the laws to suspend the sacrifices on the planet. And yeah, McKay and his friends, they're stomping on McKay's feet.
Yeah.
McKay hates these 2 kids.
Yeah, but also loves them. Look, he would not tolerate it this long if he wasn't growing accustomed to their little tiny faces.
And they have a birthday present for Karis. It's a bag of chocolate. And McKay's like, yeah, go talk to him now. He has it.
Yeah, bye. Yeah.
And we fade out as Karis hands the chocolate out.
Yay.
And the jumper leaves.
I feel like, don't give those kids any more chocolate.
Do not give the kids chocolate.
Why are we still doing this?
Unless you are going to sugar them up and give them back to their parents. Do not give them chocolate.
This was fun. It's just very much a Lost Boys episode.
It's very much so.
Yeah, it's just a cute, fun time episode. I don't know how better to call it.
Yeah, let's see if we have any spots for it on our list. Oh, well, we have...
Well, I think we do because technically the first one's a 2-parter, right?
So yeah, we have 1 spot. And for me, I think this goes below hide and seek. So it's 5 on my list.
I think I may put it above. I'm trying to remember which one hide and seek is right now.
Hide and seek is the one where Jinto gets lost and it's the black smoke monster.
Oh, right. On the base.
Yeah.
I'm going to go above hide and seek.
Okay, below suspicion.
A little more fun. Yes, below suspicion. Suspicion's good character-wise.
Yeah.
Just good character builder. But I love a good off-planet episode. But I'm happy. What's next for us?
I will tell you, the next episode of SG1 is not based off planet. However, I know for a fact you're going to love this episode.
Interesting.
It's called Affinity.
I'm for it.
And it just has some aspects that I think you will very much enjoy.
A naked Daniel.
It does not have a naked Daniel.
Just his butt.
It's just some butt stuff.
Just butt stuff. Got it. That's my AKA. I have not even watched it. That's my AKA for the next one. Just some butt stuff.
Just some butt stuff.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We will see you all next week. Until then, you can find us on Twitter at Terra Podcast.
Find us on Facebook at There's No Place Like Terra.
You can email us at theresnoplaceliketerra@gmail.com.
Rate us, like, and review us on Apple Podcasts, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
I like it.